Hey everyone, I'm here to talk about some bitches, some girls, and the whole pickup scene. Basically, I've been going a lot. I'm 23 years old, and I've been going to bars and clubs from the time I was 20 years old and up, but really frequently, like about 2 or 3 times a week. And just to go out and have fun with friends, but it's just ridiculous, it's come to the point where I can't take it anymore. And it is an undeniable part of existing, being able to replicate. In fact, what defines life is the ability to replicate. From the time we become sexually capable at puberty, our brain is basically flooded with hormones telling us to pursue our sex drives and copulate constantly. But I can only speak from the male perspective, in which aggression, since many animals resort to rape-like practices, and constant hounding are the main methods, for getting out there and having sex, and, getting laid, basically. Humanity, though, with a vast, an extensive moral code which is being set up, built up after years and years and years of societal living, have developed a much more toned-down version of courting to overwrite the hereditary blueprint which is being placed for, billions and maybe, I don't know, maybe millions of years. But, you get the point. With that said, though, if you go to any party or club scenario sober, especially, and observe people's behavior, it's quite pathetic. First of all, guys will hover around girls forever, staring girls down like freaking UFC fighters at weigh-in the night before the fight. And then they go ahead and make incredibly dumb conversations at a bar, like, "Hey, what are you drinking?" or "Let me get your opinion," or something. There's a whole pickup community full of cheesy openers, guys can use to initiate conversation and engage girls. What is ridiculous to me is the obvious connotation of these acted out, and high energy conversations. And the best part for sure is seeing guys get completely shut down or ignored by girls. The awkwardness that ensues, the look on the guy's face and the casual way that girls do this, it's hilarious. They're just shrugging guys off like it's a common day occurrence, And I've actually gone out with groups of girls many times in my life, groups of 3 or 4 girls as friends, and that sucks, by the way. But you go out and you realize that even the average girls, even your average looking girls, get hit on guys like at least 3 or 4 times a night. And here, these guys they have jobs. They're willing to wine and dine you. They're willing to freaking buy you tickets for movie theaters, to buy you expensive dinners, at restaurants, and take you on trips, and buy your drinks, just to get your freaking number, or maybe, potentially hook up with you and get a kiss at the end of the whole ordeal. And that's easy, that's what it is. But what gets me the most, though, is when you have a guy friend and he wants to hit on a girl but wants you to do the work for him and set the whole thing up. In other words, he doesn't have the confidence or courage and wants someone else to do the work and get the girl for him. I mean, really? To me, that's ridiculous. You're gonna go and fully manscape for a whole afternoon. Then you're gonna get dressed up in your best clothes, put on an expensive cologne, travel, taxi, cab fare, pay cover at the club, get shit-faced at the bar, and you still want me to get you laid? I mean, what else is gonna take you to, give you the courage to go up and approach girls? I mean, there's nothing else you can do. So why are you doing it? Why are you coming here and setting the whole thing up? I mean, dude, either man up and do your thing, or get the fuck out of the club and go do something you actually take pleasure in doing, without having to drop upwards of $100 and just to return home tired and hungover at the end of the night. Basically, to me, if you can't do it, if you don't have the cojones to go and say something to a girl, or to initiate a conversation at the club, forget about getting laid. As simple as that. Don't expect girls to fall out of the sky and start unless they're prostitutes. Now, when you do approach girls and start to flirt, I mean, have no question about it. 100% of the time, they know what you're after. That's what bars and clubs are for, and they're expecting it. I mean, they are dressed up as well. They put on lipstick. They did twice as much, maybe 10 times as much the work that you did before you came out. And you can, as a guy, you can pretend like you're just having fun and making friends, which you may be doing, but with other guys, because you're not out there making friends of girls unless you're honestly gay. I mean, why would you want to hang out with a girl, basically? Let's be honest about it. Anyone who has a girlfriend is just they just haven't successfully fucked the girl yet. But if you're a guy, and you go up to a girl with any type of BS chit chat, trust me, everyone is up to you. Everyone is up to you. You can't pretend all you want that you're just friendly dude at the bar making, elbow conversation with somebody next to you. But dude, just, get to the point. So why not go direct once in a while and pretty much tell the girl you like her and you'd like to, get to know her better, or you think she's really freaking hot and you want to hook up with her. I mean, how many times have you been approached by people asking for donations on the street, or telling something that they, or selling something, and they start rambling forever about their cause or product, and you just wish they told you straight up, you're just freaking want your freaking money, or they want you to join a club or a church, or even in those Sunday afternoon house community commercials in Florida, when they take freaking 2 hours convincing you it's your dream place with all the tennis courts and pools, while all the way they're just trying to manipulate you into buying their property. I mean, how much better as a buyer would it be for you just to be told the lowdown honestly, and that's to make a decision with no pressure, without getting a long and drawn out ear beating? As a guy, personally, I think that even helps you by showing that you have a lot of confidence and just, that you're just an overall badass, and it's not gonna stay there pretending to actually be interested in some chick's opinion about the music, or who lies more, guys or girls. That's just crappy talk, in my opinion. And it may get you laid, but it's not really, to me, it's just a roundabout way of getting to the point. And just my thoughts about years and years of, not years and years, but long ass months and a lot of cash being dropped on alcohol, beverages, and going to clubs, trying to dance, and finally getting over the whole scene. Let me know what you think, and let me know your thoughts on the whole thing, on the whole club scene, on the comments, and I'll post more opinions later on and more thoughts. Thank you, everyone.